You are performing strength right now. Not living it, performing it. You post the calm caption. You give the measured answer. You say, "I'm fine," with such practiced precision that even you almost believe it. But underneath that, there is something you have never fully faced. A grief, a humiliation, a wound you decided to bury rather than metabolize. And here is the part no one tells you. Buried pain does not decompose, it calcifies. It becomes the invisible architecture of every bad decision you will make for the next decade. You know this is true. You felt it this morning. The ancient world had a word for what you are actually doing. And when you understand what that word originally meant, not the sanitized version sold to you in airport bookstores, but the real thing, you will have a precision instrument for your suffering that most people will never own. That instrument is called apatheia. Modern self-help has declawed it completely. Today it gets sold as detachment, numbness, the spiritual vacation from difficult feelings. Do not feel too much. Float above the mess. But the Stoics were not describing emotional anesthesia. Apatheia comes from the Greek apathos, not the absence of experience, but the absence of being ruled by experience. The Stoics made a fierce, deliberate distinction. You are allowed to feel the fire. What you are not allowed to do is let the fire steer. The original meaning was not calm. It was mastery. There is a catastrophic difference between a man who does not feel and a man who feels everything and still moves with precision. One is numb, the other is dangerous in the best possible way. You have been sold the numb version. The real version is what we are building here. Seneca understood this at a biological level, before biology had language for it. As a young man, his asthma attacks were so severe, so sustained, that he described them in his letters as rehearsals for death, not metaphorically, clinically. He would sit in a room, lungs seizing, genuinely uncertain whether this particular hour would be his last. He called each attack meditatio mortis, a meditation on dying. What did he do with that terror? He wrote. He dissected the fear with language until it had no more leverage on him. Not because he stopped fearing death, because he refused to let the fear make his choices. He called the accumulation of those moments the only real wealth a man could carry, a hardened familiarity with his own darkness. He did not transcend the pain, he transmuted it. And so the first principle is this. Suffering is not the enemy of your power. Unused suffering is. Every moment of pain you have refused to examine is stored energy with nowhere to go. It becomes anxiety without a name, anger without a trigger. The practice is not to dwell, it is to process with intent. Sit with the wound long enough to extract its information, then release the rest. Suffering examined becomes data. Data becomes direction. Suffering unexamined becomes the background static that quietly ruins your life. Now, here is what you are doing wrong right this moment. This week, you are waiting. You are telling yourself that the right time to confront the hard thing is after the project finishes, after the holidays, after you feel more ready. You have been saying this for months. What you have not calculated is the compound interest of avoidance. Every day you do not face the wound, it collects interest, it gets louder, it starts showing up in places it has no business being. In how you snap at someone you love, in the ceiling you stare at 3 a.m., in the strange exhaustion that sleep does not fix. The second principle addresses this directly. You do not wait for strength. You begin, and strength arrives in the motion. Cleanthes of Assos, a former boxer who worked the night shift hauling water just to afford his philosophy lessons by day, understood something about this that comfortable men never could. He was not studying Stoicism from a position of ease. He was metabolizing hard days in real time, using each hour of grinding labor as a kind of proof. His discipline was not occasional. It was structural. He built his resilience the way muscle is built, through consistent, unglamorous resistance. Not one dramatic act of courage, accumulated small ones. The principle here is relentless incrementalism. You do not transmute pain in a single breakthrough moment. You transmute it in daily, deliberate contact with it. 5 minutes of honest confrontation is worth more than a year of elegant avoidance. If this precision unsettles you in a way that feels useful, if you recognize yourself in any corner of what has been said here, stay in this community. That decision costs you nothing and compounds continuously. And if one specific thing landed with weight, leave it there, a quiet agreement that keeps the ideas in the room. The third principle belongs to Marcus Aurelius, and it is the most counterintuitive of the three. Marcus buried 8 of his children. Read that number slowly. 8. He stood at 8 small graves and still returned to the work of governing 20 million people through a plague that was killing thousands per day. He does not ask to be spared the grief. He asks only to see it clearly. His third principle, the one he returned to in his most private writing, is this: do not request lighter suffering, request clearer sight. The goal is not to suffer less, the goal is to suffer without distortion. Because distorted pain tells you lies, that you are uniquely cursed, that it will never end, but you are defined by it. Clear pain simply says, this is hard, and I am still here. That is enough. That is the transmutation, not relief. Accuracy. Marcus asked for clarity, not comfort. Seneca metabolized death into prose. Cleanthes built philosophy out of exhaustion. And you know the wound. You have always known it. The question is not whether you are strong enough to face it. You already survived it once. The question, the one worth sitting with, the one worth typing into the dark, is this: what would you become if you stopped spending your energy hiding from the pain you already survived and started spending it on what that pain was trying to teach you?